Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Krystal Lee Moore Lucier, also known as your home sweet home 519 realtor, Krystal Lee Moore, with Royal LePage Triland Realty in London, Ontario. And this is episode 20 of Realtor Life, a fun and entertaining way to learn about life in the trenches as a real estate professional in Ontario, and hopefully to learn some valuable lessons and takeaways. Now for this week's 5 circle goals, inspired by Buffini & Company, which are goals for the 5 circles of our lives: spiritual, family, business, financial, and personal. I hope you're choosing goals for yourself every week and writing them down. For this week, my 5 goals for spiritual are learning 3 songs. So I took the plunge and I reached out to my church and I asked about worship. So I asked about being on the music team. And this is a pretty big deal for me because I love singing and I'm learning the guitar and the ukulele, and it's such a passion for me. But so far it's a passion that I've shared on video and not necessarily in front of people, so a little nervous. But I finally took the plunge and they sent me 3 songs to learn for an audition. So super pumped. I have to learn Try by Colby Calais, Fight Song by Rachel Platten, and Hallelujah by Katie Lang. Beautiful songs, and I've been working on them. For my family goal this week, I'm super excited. It's been on my goal for quite some time to have my sisters come to the house and hang out with my little fam jam. So this weekend, my 2 sisters are coming, and me and Brett and Claire and Cole are going to have a games night with them. And we are just super pumped and very excited because since moving to London, we haven't had a chance to have them over. My business goal this week is to win the week. It's always to win the week. And for anyone that doesn't know, Buffini, winning the week means getting all your calls done, sending all your notes, doing all your pop buys, and really making sure you're hitting those goals with connection. And also, it's one of my favorite times of the year. So it's November, and for me in my business, that's gratitude time. So I'm really focusing on making sure that I thank the people in my life and in my business who have either made an impact this year, who have bought or sold from me, or who just make my life happy. So I've been sending little gratitude bags that I put together, which are super cute, and also little brownies and cards, and just really trying to spread that gratitude on the people that I care about. For my financial goal, we're working on getting a second rental. We found a unicorn of a rental at the beginning of the year, and we're trying to find another one. So it is quite the market, and as luck would have it, we're pretty busy, so we're not really focusing. Luckily, I have an amazing realtor partner who's helping us in Windsor. So fingers crossed that we will have a rental. And personal, I will be going into this in the actual podcast, but my personal goal is to stay fit and stay active, but also to stay joyful and bright. I almost said merry and bright, but that's for next month's podcast. But joyful and bright and just happy. I was doing the 75 Hard Challenge, on top of which I'm doing my MBA. I am a very busy realtor. I'm a stepmom. I'm a wife. I'm a person who needs to sleep sometimes on occasion. And I was just not feeling it. I was feeling about 5 seconds away from burnout, and I had to make a decision. So I said no to the 75 hard, and I said yes to a 90-day challenge that I created that is a little bit less time intense and a little bit more joyful, because that was my goal. So I hope that hearing about my 5 circle goals has inspired you to choose or write down your own 5 circle goals. And I would love to hear more about them. You can go to my website at www.krystalleemore.ca or find my contact info online. You can also send me an email, krystalleemore@royallepage.ca. And now on to this month's topic. So this month's topic is the power of saying no. And I have a few examples as to why this is going to become more and more important in your career and why it's very important in my career. So First and foremost, I'm going to say that if you're listening to this podcast, you are probably a newer realtor or someone who loves learning like I do, which means that you are a go-getter. And go-getters, what do? We keep getting, we keep going and getting, and resting is not always the way things happen. And I will say that the COVID-19 pandemic really affected me that way because I'm used to, I always call myself a sprinter. I'm not an endurance runner. I go, and then I rest, but I rest on vacation. So I rest with an airplane ride for the day and then really unwinding and relaxing or learning and connecting, and then the airplane ride again. And really, I didn't realize how important that travel day was to really unplug, but you can't do that if you are always working. And a regular vacation by just staying home one day is not the same. And the other thing about being a go-getter is that you want to help everyone. And if you have a big heart for service, such as I do, and so many of my colleagues do, then you are going to end up saying yes to a lot of things because you feel that you want to make the world a better place, or help this charity or help that charity, and volunteer and give. And it starts to add up. My coach with Kathleen Black, Ron James, has been saying to me for quite some time, to his credit, that my schedule is that of 3 people, and somehow I still manage. And he's right. And my schedule is quite busy. And the proverbial straw on the camel's back for me was this 75 hard challenge that I talked about, because it requires 2 separate 45-minute workouts plus active reading, and you have to make sure that your workouts are 3 hours apart minimum. And it was just a little bit too much trying to balance everything, because something's got to give. And unfortunately, even though I am a goal-oriented person, I'm a marksman, according to the Buffini system, I needed to step back and say, no, I need to take care of me so that I can take care of my clients and those around me. And so I did. I said no to that. But I'm going to be speaking to myself and to whoever needs to hear this today. Sometimes it's okay to say no. We live in a world of FOMO, the fear of missing out, and we think that there's all these things that we have to do and be. And really, if you just let everything get quiet and figure out what you're doing, what's your goal, what's your why, it gets a little bit more clear. Part of the 75 hard challenge, I will say, that really, really helped was active reading. So active reading is not just reading, it's reading and taking notes. And I don't know how many personal growth books I wish I had been reading and taking notes. But I decided as my first book to read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And Tolle or Tolle, however you say it, he's wonderful. And it was all about being now. So we can be so focused on the present, so focused on what we're doing, and that's amazing. And that's our kind of the golden area. But if you are focused on what's happening in 5 minutes or what just happened before, and you're either dwelling on the past or looking into the future, you're not really accepting what's happening now, and therefore you're missing out. That was a really cool experience to see. And then the other book I started reading was The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And I don't know how many early birds we have in the world or in the industry. I know there's several. 5 a.m., if I'm awake, it's because I have not gone to bed yet because I'm still working, or there is a fueled up airplane at the airport waiting for me to take me to a beautiful island. It's usually not a time that I wake up. Luckily, I'm working on it, but luckily the book is about so much more than that. And there was a piece of it that I just read, and it was basically saying that time management needs to be secondary to focus management. If your day is simply shuffling things around just so that you can get by, then you're doing something wrong. And that's exactly what was happening to me. Through only my own fault, I lead groups, I am on boards, I am on committees, I volunteer, I have 2 different coaches, I'm an avid learner, I love fitness, I play volleyball, I play tennis in the summer. I love skiing. I love traveling. I'm doing my MBA, which is part-time and online, and that's quite the commitment. And I'm also a very successful and very busy real estate professional in London, Ontario. So there's a few things that helped me this year. Having an assistant has been huge. Cindy is so helpful. She is virtual and she is part-time, but she is amazing. And having a buying assistant, so a buying agent who works with me, has been really, really helpful because it allows me to be able to help a client while another client is being helped. And as always, my listing team is amazing because without them, without my stager and photographer and cleaners and all the services that we give to clients to make sure that they can get top dollar, those people are also an extension of who we are because they add more time to the 24-hour cycle of the day. And so there are a lot of ways to leverage your time, but even with all of the leveraging tools, sometimes you just have to say no. And I've recently decided about a few things that I need to step back from. And it really comes down to what is serving you, but what are you serving? Because if you are overly stretched out, if you are too thin, spread too thin, you're really not giving what you should be giving. And you're not going to shine bright. You're not going to be vibrating at your highest amount. You're really not going to be giving the best you, and you don't want to give what's left of you to your clients or your family, because at the end of the day, what are we doing this for? We're doing this for this amazing life so that we can be happy. And really it came down to me realizing that this program I was doing, designed to help me be happy, was not making me happy. And 75 Hard, if you need help with discipline and motivation all day long, it's for you. It's good. It will get it done. I don't have a problem with motivation or discipline, but I do have a problem with not being able to do everything and realizing that I have all these balls in the air and I cannot let one drop that is important. And the one that was about to drop was me. And so that was a really good lesson. And it was, I credit my coach for pointing me in the right direction. And I credit God for listening to my prayers and sending me the right people. But I have to say, I love doing so many things, even volunteering at the church. I'm very excited about it. At first, Forest City Church in London has a really cool policy where you volunteer once a month. So you sign up for a Sunday and you'll do it once a month. And at first I was thinking that that's disappointing, like maybe I want to be there more, and realizing in reality the once a month is just plenty and I can participate the rest of the time. And I have to say, when you're deciding what stays, what goes, realizing how much time we waste is also important. So our technology is such a gift and our technology is such a curse at the same time. And the book, actually, the 5 a.m. Club, discusses this. I feel like it was ahead of its time because I feel like it has no idea what's gone on in 2021 with our phones. But even just small things like posting an update on Google Business. So you post an update on Google Business and then something's wrong with it, so then it gets rejected, so then you have to go and find out why and repost it. So the whole thing is supposed to help you because it's fast and it takes longer. Or you get a Facebook ding from somebody and they're curious about a house, and that's fine, that's great. But then you've opened it up and now you're wondering, oh, what's this? What's going on? There's a notification. Oh, my friends are having a party. Oh, look at their puppy. Oh, that's exciting. And then you can just get the rabbit hole of social media will take you. And I guess the final thing I will say about saying no is that just like when we have someone that says no to us, we're not really saying no. Most of the time, we're just saying not right now. And not right now is a very powerful sentiment because it's not final. It is, especially if you're dealing with a fear of missing out, or if you have a vision for your life. I'll give you the perfect example. With my vision for what I want, I have a very specific path that I would like to follow, and I know what I need to do to be on that path. And being in a newer city, or being newer to the city, 3 years in, I'm really trying to establish who I am with people that I want to connect myself with, and the like-minded individuals who I'd love to mastermind with and learn from and grow with and support and be supported by. So sometimes, even when there's no room on the plate, we make room on the plate. And ideally, we take something else off the plate. Otherwise, the plate is too full. So saying no to things that are not serving you or where you cannot be your best are important, is an important thing. And I would say making sure that in the things you're saying yes to, personal growth. So if you can find yourself spending an hour on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok, like my husband and my daughter, I would say take that time back. Some of it, maybe you have to wean yourself off, but take your time back and read a personal growth book. Listen to a podcast. I listened to a Richard Robbins podcast today, and it was fantastic. I got so many ideas. There are conferences you can go to, the Kathleen Black conference, the Team Summit. It's not virtual this year. I'm so excited. The Team Summit is coming up in 2 weeks, and it is so exciting. There's so many things that you can do to better your mind and to better your time spent and to feel good. So I did a meditation for 5 minutes today. It was only 5 minutes, but it was amazing. And I took time and I went and brought socks to a woman in our neighborhood who's collecting socks for the homeless for 519 Pursuit here in Summerside in London. And those things make me feel good. So I will always find time for those things. But sometimes driving out to see someone, just because in COVID, if you can do a Zoom meeting, I would almost say it might be better to do a Zoom meeting, especially with the way traffic is sometimes. But sometimes it's also nice just to get together in person. And you can also be selective of who you're working with. I ended up getting a lead, and I haven't quite decided what to do yet. I am trying to get them on the phone. It's very difficult, but they have some unrealistic expectations about what any realtor would be able to do for them. Their search parameters are huge, huge area that no one realtor could honestly be able to say that they know all the market. And their price range is in a competitive range, so it will be difficult in any market. But sometimes you have to just decide. I'm waiting until I speak to them to see if they are committed to the process, because it will be a process. And at this point, I would prefer to have that honest and open conversation with them at the beginning versus maybe newer in my career. I may have been so excited to get a client that I would not worry about how this impossible task would happen. But you all know your business best. You know yourselves best. I know myself best and my business best. And you have to make those decisions. And sometimes it can feel like you're on a roller coaster and you don't know how to get off. But know that when you surround yourself with the right people, the right lessons, the right energy, and some self-care, you can say no to the wrong things and yes to the right things, because the no, not right now frees you up for the things that bring you joy and make you happy and ultimately make you a better person for people around you. Because if you're happy, that overflows, and like attracts like. Positive energy vibrates at a positive vibration, for lack of a better word. I will say I spoke with a lovely woman that my coach connected me with today, and she speaks all about your energy and vibration and your chakras. So something I don't know anything about, but I'm so excited to learn. So that is it for me. I will say that if you have any questions, or if you wanted to share, or if there's anything that you would love to have covered, please reach out. www.krystalleemore.ca. I'm also on Instagram as your home sweet home 519 realtor, and you can also give me a call at 519-400-8394. Stay happy, healthy, and grateful, everyone. Here's to a great, great productive week. And remember, it's okay to say no.